Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. We're back with the Ted Show. You know how much I love musical guests. And so I'm very excited to bring on Blooming Fire. We're going to talk about Do It for the Dunya.
Yeah, Do It for the
Blooming Fire. So they're going to tell us all about that. Welcome, you guys. How you doing?
Yo,
doing great.
Thanks so much for having us on, Ted.
I'm so excited. You guys look amazing. I love the lighting. It's all... You look like you're supposed to when you're going to come on and sing a song or perform. So you guys look great. All right, so I'm going to keep my comments to the minimum. You know, they love origin stories. So if each of you guys can kind of give us some background, maybe how you came together, talk about your musical background, and then I'll ask questions after that.
Awesome. I guess I'll start because I started the band with Dryden. I had been living in LA for like a year and a half, and I was searching for the right people that I would make music with and start a band with. I was really hungry and driven to find those people. I was playing with a couple other people at the time, but it just still wasn't like the one in a sense. Right. So I went to a musician's jam party. Pretty much a buddy of ours would host these like parties of all musicians, and there's like 25 people there jamming out. And I came at the very end because I was coming from something else, and they had one jam left of the night. And I knew a couple people there, but I'd never met Dryden. And so there was this big like 20-person jam in the room that was just chaotic and awesome and fun. And I had my saxophone, and, you know, we just rocked out. And then Blue, our buddy, he kicked everybody out, go outside. We're done jamming for the night because it's getting too loud. And us three, our buddy and Dryden and I, stayed in the room and then jammed one more song, like just the three of us. And I sang, and Dryden jumped on the keyboard. And pretty much from that moment, I knew that I wanted to make music with Dryden. I don't know. There was just something like really special about the way he like lit up the keyboard, and which is interesting because now he's playing lead guitar in Blooming Fire. He still does play keys. But yeah, after that, I just laid it out on him, told him like my whole vision with music and what I wanted to do, and asked him what he was up to and what he was doing with music. And a month later, we started writing, and we've been literally playing together every week since for about 7 years. So
what if you had been late to that thing, or what if you didn't go to it? Can you imagine how your life would be different?
Yeah, so we brought Robbie into the band next. We actually brought Robbie in as a percussion player because we had another, Robbie's our drummer in the back. We already had a drummer at the time, so Robbie came in on percussion, and then through the years, we parted ways with our original drummer, and Robbie stepped up to the plate. But before Robbie even became our like full drummer, Ian and I are brother and sister. He's 7 years younger than me. And Ian moved in with me when he was 18. It was actually always our dream to live together in a big city like New York or LA. And we actually never knew that it would be tied to music, but we knew it would be tied to art and, you know, just working on our craft and things like that. And then music kind of came into the picture later on. But when he moved out here, we definitely knew that it was going to be music at that point.
Love it. I love it too, by the way.
Thank you.
All right.
So we've been here since. We had lots of members come and go, but the four of us have been in the project since pretty much the beginning, and it's been a wild ride, and we're still out here doing it.
I love it. All right, guys, tell us a little bit about you.
Boys.
Well, Ted, music has been a very important part of my life since I came into this world, really. In my earliest memories, I just remember like music kind of guided me in, you know, my emotions and my upbringing and, you know, where I was headed, my emotions, my feelings, everything. It was just kind of like the core of the life experience, if you will. So, you know, I got into music at a really early age. I found out that I could play by ear really early on. My mom came in my bedroom when I was like 8 years old, and I was not playing the guitar riffs from the Beatles, but I was playing the melody lines, like the vocal melody lines on guitar by ear. Wow. And yeah, it runs in my family on my mom's side. So we kind of, a lot of people on that side of the family have that gift. And she knew right away that I had it, as did I. And I started my first band when I was 15. It was always my dream, just be in a band, period, even if it was just play a few shows here and there. And I did that when I was 15. That was my first band, and I knew right away that that was what I want to do with the rest of my life. Like that feeling I got on stage, it was just when you put out there something that you're creating that's sacred and you're getting that energy back, it's like the most amazing high I could possibly imagine.
There's nothing like it.
I've been chasing the dragon ever since. After I graduated from college, I'm from Virginia, by the way. I went to school at Radford University in Southwestern Virginia. And after that, I moved out here to the West Coast and started a band right away. I was living in LA, which is where I still reside. And, I had a little bit of success with music here and there, but I was actually at one point, as I was nearing 30, I was about to hang it up on the shelf. And then I met Sierra here, hence the origin story. And then I knew right away that I had found my family band, that I found the people that I wanted to create with for the rest of my life.
I love that. I love that. All right, guys in the back.
Robbie here from St. Louis. Pretty much on my whole dad's side, everyone plays guitar, and so they needed a drummer. So I was born.
I love it.
I started playing drums when I was 10, and then I moved out to LA when I was 19. I met the band when I was 23. I moved out to LA for life in a way, but also in a search of a band that I wanted to play music with. I was always attracted to bands. Like I always, all my favorite drummers, they've been with the same band since the beginning. So I was always attracted to that. So when it came to playing with, certain people, certain band, it was something that I was really searching hard for it. I was playing with a lot of guys and nothing really stuck. But once I saw these guys, I was sold for it. So, but now I'm here 7 years later.
Love it. I also like your hat. That's good. All right, last but not least.
Yeah, my name is Ian. I do like the hip hop vocals. My origin of just hearing music is definitely growing up around it. My dad has always been in a rock and roll band. He's still in one now. My mom always loves to sing and, destroy our ears with her beautiful, lovely singing voice that she was gifted with. It's awesome. So if you ever see her or meet her, ask her to sing you a song because it's great.
I love it.
And, I grew up in listening to a lot of classic rock and the blues, and somehow hip hop came into my life, finding Outkast and I guess Rage Against the Machine. They're a little more rock, but that's definitely the first hip hop style. And then just once I got into high school, grew up, started messing around with hip hop music. I definitely didn't really ever see myself being in a band ever really. The first music that I was making was just solo over just random beats, and I moved out to California, and I was lucky enough that my first real live performance was with a group. Because I don't know if
Wasn't your first show House of Blues?
No.
Oh, okay.
The first show I was the second
Super
or third
trippy
or
hippie.
something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's nice to have the first live show with a group of people rather than yourself.
Yeah, and to tie it all together, our uncle also plays music, Ian and I. So our dad plays music and our uncle. And I was in a band when I was 7 with my uncle. So all of us kind of found music and our connection with music, from our family members. We don't have anyone famous in our families or anything like that, but just a genuine connection to music. And they inspired us. All these bands and other musicians inspired us, but it was really our family that brought it out of us.
Absolutely.
So we had lots of questions before we went live. The top 2 were, tell us why you chose the name Blooming Fire.
Okay.
And what is the Dunya?
What is the Dunya?
Yeah.
Okay. Blooming
So,
Fire, we're very voting type of band. Nobody has like the end all be all, even though I am Mama Bear.
That she is.
We do all like decide on, you know, the next move and the names and all this stuff together. So it was a vote that we came up with Blooming Fire, but we really wanted our name to represent something that would grow with us over time. We wanted the name to represent something that would have a deep meaning for our fans as well, and just carry a lot of weight. We really wanted when somebody heard that, like, what does that mean? What does it come from? And really the meaning behind Blooming Fire is to infinitely bloom the fire within your soul. All of us, not just us in the band, but all of us humans, we really have like, you know, a spark of like inspiration and love and this feeling of, you know, just that fire inside of us, things that get us lit up, and it's different for different people, but that's the thing we should be following more in life, and really feeding that energy and blooming that fire and building that up. So that's kind of where the name and like the logo all ties in together, like infinitely bloom the fire within your soul. And the Dunya, so it's Dunya. It's the title track off of our last EP, which was called Dunya. And Dunya means earth in Swahili. The lyrics in the song are beloved earth home. So like the chorus is Mpendwa Dunya Nyomba, which means beloved earth home in Swahili. I took Swahili in college. It's random, but I love language. We always are trying to incorporate little snippets of different languages into our music, and we don't want that to become a lost thing. But yeah, Dunya, do it for the Dunya, this little like hashtag that we've been using is pretty much like do it for the earth. And we mean that in like two sides. One, like get outside and do it, like verb it's what you do, like enjoy the earth, you know, play, be, you know, really just a playful spirit. But then also do it for the Dunya, do it for the earth is like, what can you do to give back? How can you live more sustainably? How can you, just do it for the earth, do it for the Dunya.
I didn't know. I did Google it before I got on, so I wasn't completely ignorant. But so many people asked about it, so I love it. All right, tell us what you're going to perform.
We're going to perform Dunya.
That's appropriate.
We're going to do our song Dunya. Yeah, we're going to do the live version. Hopefully it's going to sound good through the laptop.
You sound great. So I'm going to take myself off and mute myself. And if you guys need a minute or two to get ready, let's do it.
Okay. Are we coming back to talk after, or is this it?
Yep, we're coming back to talk after for a second.
All right. That just lets us know if we need to have the chairs ready.
You're good. All right. So here comes Blooming Fire and Dunya.
Check 1, 2. How's the mic coming through, everybody? All right, guys. So we're Blooming Fire, and the song is called Dunya.
can't stop me. It reminds me of reality. Yeah.
In this space, time was different, time insane. When I saw it, never did say. Open up down in the snow, man, it feels so good to go. All around and back, yeah. Rolling in from the wagon, the old taxi synthesizing. In the wind through our season. She's always with me where I'm big. She reminds me where we'll be, we'll be. She reminds me where we'll be, we'll be. She reminds me where we'll be, we'll be. She reminds me where we'll be, we'll be.
I mean, wow. So I'll talk for a minute. That is the best live band performance we've had. That was amazing.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Ted.
The great thing about that, well, you know, a lot of people, I love that you took it serious enough to give your all for the performance. And I think that is, to me, that's a true testament. Sometimes I get people on here and I'm not exactly sure what's happening. I love them and I want to promote them, but you all really thought this through. You're obviously used to performing together, but that was really off the chain, man. That was awesome. Really awesome. I loved it. You know what it reminded me of? I'm old, so I was thinking Edie Brickell and the Bohemians. Very, I don't know, I got into it, which is why I take myself off, because you would have seen me move like I have no rhythm. But it was really good, like super good. I loved it, absolutely. All right, so tell them how they find you. How do we find, what's the best way to get your music, to find out what you're doing, to watch you, to learn about you?
Well, if you search Blooming Fire on any streaming platform or any social media, you'll find us. But we're very active on Instagram, Facebook, and we're just starting in the TikTok realm. But Spotify, iTunes, we have a Pandora station. Those are great ways for people to find our music as well.
So cool. All right, Blooming Fire.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go.
One other cool thing that we started this past year is we started this exclusive mailing list for our fans called the Earth Headz. And it's like a fan community. And you can easily sign up for that on our website. It's just bloomingfiremusic.com. And it's just a really beautiful community. No trolls, lots of good vibes, people coming together about music and nature. We host the group in Facebook, but we're sending emails and there's a texting list and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you want to stay super connected with us, that's the way to do it.
That was really fantastic. I really do want to give you kudos again for bringing it, like not just performing mediocrity. We don't want that. You guys brought it, and I appreciate that. It was amazing. All right, so do it for the Dunia with Blooming Fire, bloomingfiremusic.com. You guys reach out, support our artists. They need us more than ever. And it's so good if we can get behind them. If you love the music today, follow them, reach out to them, download their music, support them. So thank you guys for being patient. You were amazing.
Thank you so much. Last little thing I'll throw in there is for Dunya, we're actually doing a visual EP and it's coming out at the end of May. It's very political and out there and talks about pretty much our relationship with the internet versus our relationship with our relationship with the internet versus our relationship with nature. So that's definitely something to look forward to. And we're writing our first full-length album. So we have a lot of things coming out, and definitely follow along and join the journey. We'd love to hear from you and get to know you guys out there as well.
You guys are fantastic again. Thank you, Blooming Fire. All right, guys.
Thanks for having us, Ted.
Much love, everybody.
bloomingfiremusic.com. You guys go out and support them, download their music, get to know them. That was phenomenal. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.